Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your spirit message reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before I begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box offering you a reading pretending to be me. This person is not me. They are a scammer. Do not be scammed. Now, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, steady, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo. Spirit message for Virgo, 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 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. I hope these are the right way up. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's see the chakra message for this time. Virgo. Spirit message for Virgo, Virgo. Spirit message for Virgo, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. So we're starting here with listen, and this is the throat chakra. Then we have communication, once again, the throat chakra. And then we have inspiration, the sacral chakra. There's something here that we need to start listening to, that we need to start embracing the communication of in order to have the inspiration that we want. Okay, so these all get turned upside down. So I'm going to turn them right side up because that is the way I read the cards, but I'm also going to be giving them a bit more of an intense connection, okay? Because they were inverted. Actually, let's just keep them inverted. Okay, so we're starting here with justice, well, with the Emperor and with justice. Okay, Emperor is, of course, Aries energy. Time frame March 21st to April 19th. Justice is Libra energy, September 23rd to October 22nd. Then we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. We have the Two of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles and then the Ten of Cups. Okay, thank God for the Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh. Okay, so things get intense. I'm sorry, Virgo. It's not what you want. It's not what I want for you, but your spirit message is it's intense. Okay. So we're starting off here with listen. And as we started off before we even turned over the cards, there's something very important that needs to be listened to. This can give you a headache, okay? Because I can feel it kind of coming, and I don't like it when the readings get like this. Okay, so there is a need to listen to our inner voice, to listen to our power, to listen to our conscious, to listen to ourselves in a very real way, okay? And that's with the throat chakra. The throat chakra, the instinct is going to be to talk, but because here with listening communication, the power of listening, the power of understanding that we can be picking up on things more intensely than we want to, is going to be intrinsically important during this time, because there is a sense of we're picking up on more than we want to. We're picking up on people's emotions. We're picking up on their body language, their facial, expressions, their auras, their everything. And it makes things so much more complex. And we're not supposed to be picking up on everything all the time. There needs to be a wall. There needs to be a filter. And so when we're listening to our inner voice, when we're listening to what we desire, there's a conflict here where it feels like it can be the ruling powers aren't being just. That can be a real conflict that is coming up, where things from the past, childhood, heartbreaks, pains, disappointments by a ruler, okay, by a person of power comes in, okay. It can be a parent, it can be, it can be somebody just of authority within life. It can also be that we're having problems embracing the authority within our own lives, and that's why we need to embrace the inspiration. The sacral chakra is where the creative energy is held. Now, this creative energy is, and this is the creative energy and the sexual energy for ourselves. And the sacral chakra is also where a lot of negative energy is held. This is from this life, from past lives, from our DNA line. And so there's breaking through baggage. And that's what really needs to be done here. And I know that's not fun. I mean, nobody wants this. Nobody wants to know that we have to break through baggage and find the balance to embrace our happily ever afters. But that is what needs to be done here. And that is what Spirit is saying. So we start off with the Emperor inverted. And I'm just going to turn it right side up because I'm going to turn these right side up because they're starting to give me a headache. Okay. And that's what this time can be. It can be a bit of a headache. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want it this way. Like, this isn't what I desire. This isn't what I need. And so with the Emperor, there's this need to be the protector. The Emperor is the eternal father, right? The eternal father figure in our lives. Now, it can be quite literally our father, all right? But it's also, the Emperor is the god of war, right? It's represented by Aries, and Aries is the god of war. There can be a battle going on. There can be a sense here of needing to embrace our truth, but also our sacred masculine energy. And kind of like that has gotten lost along the way. And it can be that, okay, so if you do a visualization, right? And if we picture the sacred feminine energy within us, and we picture the sacred masculine energy, we want them to be balanced. We want them to live harmoniously within ourselves. But let's say we've had a traumatic childhood, you've had an over-domineering father or mother. We can find one energy becomes more toxic than the other within ourselves. So here, or, caregiver, whomever raised us. This here is a needing of balancing the sacred masculine energy with the sacred feminine energy within ourselves, within this calling forward of power, within this rooting of desire and where we want to be. And this is being the warrior of our truth. And it's finding it to be hard to be the warrior of our existence. And there is a sense of feeling like justice isn't there, as if things will not be balanced. But justice is also discernment. And this can very well be, because with it reversed, that we're not being discerning about the energy that we're letting in. We're not being discerning about the balance that we are calling forward. We're acting rashly, we're just kind of like charging forward, and it's kind of like a toddler. Everything that goes wrong is is the biggest tragedy in the whole entire world. Everything that goes right is the greatest joy. And that's the kind of energy that can be here. So it's a need to be more discerning. It's a need to be more balanced within the stuff. It's a need to cut through the doubts and the fears and the negativity and to say, but this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what's powerful for me instead of what's powerful for everybody else, and kind of losing our truth to other people's truth. So that's going to be very hard because there's a sense here of a fight coming. There's a sense here of not feeling like we can guard ourselves the way that we want to. We can protect things the way that we want to. And we're not being discerning about the energy that we're letting in. We're not sitting there and drawing those clear boundaries. Now, this can definitely be, and this is, a warning from Spirit. It doesn't say that things have to go this way, like it has to be chaotic. It's saying, if we do these things, if we become more selective with what we're taking on, we become more selective about the energy that is around us, we become more selective about things. It's kind of like having a good diet, right? Or not eating foods that hurt you. If you have an allergy, you don't eat the foods that you're allergic to, right? And that's what Spirit is saying here. It's kind of like, be very mindful. Don't put yourself in harm's way, because things can get chaotic very easily. And what I know, the question that Spirit is now asking, well, how don't I put myself in harm's way? It's, you start to really listen to your body, and that's what is going on here. And you start to communicate, not with everybody else, because that's going to come naturally, Virgo. You want to caregive. You want to be the knight in shining armor to people. And that's what Spirit is showing. But there's a need to communicate with yourself and be the knight in shining armor to yourself. It's kind of like, put the face mask on first and then help everybody else. And that's going to be really important, because things are going to come up. Insecurities are going to come up with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is the insecurities from childhood, and it's the conquering of them. It's the changing the patterns. But because this is reversed, it is a sense that changing the patterns becomes really hard, and the roots are exposed. The vulnerable part of us is exposed, and what should be kept private is made astoundingly public. And it is like, okay, well, if my roots are exposed, if there's only so long that a plant can survive with their roots exposed like this. And so what it is here is a sense of, I need to plant myself again. I need to ground myself again in my truth, in my understanding, in my meditative contemplation of self and power and dignity and respect and powerful truth. And so here we have the countdown from 6 to 5. We have this sense. We have the repeat of the number. No, we don't have the repeat of the number 5. Sorry, my dyslexia comes up sometimes with Roman numerals. And there's this sense here of, this is what I need. We have number 2. So this is that combined creativity. This is that creative energy. This is the harmonious understanding. So with the repeat of the number 2, there's a need for this strong connection with Spirit. Spirit's like, listen, I need you to collaborate with me. I need you to sit in meditation with me. I need you to, pray to me. However it is that you communicate to Spirit. If your daily life is a homage to Spirit, then it's time to really start to listen, because the wounds come up, the insecurities come up, the past pains come up, and they can be very hard to deal with. They can be. And when we have the Hierophant can tell the Emperor what to do, right? So the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the Pope. And the Pope told emperors what to do. Kings and queens and, everybody in between listened to the Pope. And here with the Hierophant, it's like, this is the ruling truth. And so our ruling truth has been turned upside down. The weight of what we know is bringing us down. And there needs to be a sense of, but this is my truth that I fly in. This is my knowledge that I have. This is my shiny, thing that becomes the sparkle of my existence. This is what I live by. And this is what I stand by. And this is what I greatly desire. So there's a lot here that comes forward. And then it brings us to the Two of Wands. It brings us, like, as we work this all out, because it's not if we work this all out, it's we work this out. Like, this gets sorted. And it gets sorted by saying, I can't handle everything alone. There needs to be more than just me holding this burden. I need to connect. Now, it can be you need to connect with somebody like a professional. You need to sit in meditation upon these problems. You need to have an outlet. but they're neat, or a friend that you confide in, or somebody, right? Or a journal that you kind of map out the thoughts in. But there's this road forward where we start to see, it's like, oh, I hold the world. Like, I look into the world and I find my place. Like, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't how I thought it was going to be. But now I can start to move forward. There's a shift that comes. And it's like, it's when we stop looking, it's when we stop looking at the self and at the ego. And when we start looking at the world and what we desire and how we want to move forward. And then that brings us to a place of prosperity. Now, somebody else is going to try and steal our prosperity and say, well, I did this. And it can be through collaborations, that we work with people and they want to steal our thunder and they want to say, oh, look what I did. And it's all just me, 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 me. But what you're going to see here is that this becomes the light that guides you. This becomes, the stained glass that shines the colors on us. And we start to be like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. That's the way forward. And it's some sort of revelation. It's a sense of understanding the hard work. And it brings us to the Two of Pentacles. It brings us to an eternal balance. Now, the eternal balance comes when we realize that we need to balance ourselves. We cannot fly if we do not have this balance of self, if one of our wings is broken, if we're carrying too much weight on one side or the other. So here, it's a balancing out of things, of everything that we're carrying, everything that we try to do, and saying, okay, it needs to be even. It needs to be balanced. I need to embrace this. And I need to do this for my whole entire life. Because the scales can feel like they get out of balance really easily right now. Because there's so much that is desired. And if we do this, when we do this, as we do this, the Ten of Cups comes forward. And we all live happily ever after. And it's like climbing Mount Everest. It's like as I do this, like when I put myself through this, and I clean house, I sort things out, I live in that happiness. I live in that joy. I live in that prosperity. I live in that blessing. I get to live in my happiness. And it might not be another person's happiness. They might not get it. But it is the happiness for you. It is the truth for you. It is the completion for you. It's like, this is what my bliss looks like. Some people's bliss is living out in the middle of the woods. Other people's bliss is living in the middle of a city. It does not matter. It's following the joy. It's embracing the power of soul. It's embracing the bounty of self. And it brings us to the subconscious message. Peace. Subconsciously, we're moving towards peace. And as we're moving towards peace, the crown chakra, to wear this crown of peace upon our heads, we walk through, Spirit wants me to say hell, but I don't want to scare you. So it's you walk through a bit of a darkness, a bit of like stumbling around in the dark first, before this power comes forward. And then we have the subconscious tarot message, which is the Hermit, which is you, Virgo. This is you saying, I claim the essence of myself. I see the light within the darkness. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. There's beauty, and there is hope, and there is brilliance, and there is power, and it is embraced. And there is quiet. There is a serenity of soul and spirit, which is a beautiful way to end a challenging reading. But the progression here is very nice. The countdown, the claiming of understanding. Don't be bullied during this time, and don't lose your voice, because it can be all too easy at moments. All right, Virgo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our happiness, holding on to our dreams and our desires and our powerful ways forward. When life throws us a curveball. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable to you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.